Okay, so this is going to be a quick look at the plants that were being overwintered. I think the last video was February 17th, though don't quote me on that. It's April 13th today, and they're not doing much. You can see this one's just kind of, well, it looks like it's going crazy, but it's really not. A lot of these are kind of burnt, and I think it's because I left it in the sun for too long. It was getting sun from about noon to 4 p.m. in Southern California. So I guess that was too harsh even during the January winter months. So a little crispy and doesn't seem to be growing back very fast or healthy looking because of that crisp. I'm almost wondering if I should just cut it back again, but it's kind of crisped up down to the bone. But you can see that the newer growth isn't crispy like that. So I think moving it out of the sun has given it a second chance, but we may have done too much damage with the initial thing and just slowed it down too much. I will keep this one since it doesn't take up much space, and it does look very promising if it could just kind of break out. Let's see, this one here, this one has really nice growth. This whole section looks, I mean, that whole section looks beautiful. And this is actually a plant that was in the greenhouse earlier this year, and I took it out and I trimmed it all the way back and left it to see if it would kind of come back. But this is a great little section. Looks amazing. And again, this one's been in the shade here mostly, all day shade, no crazy sunlight. So that looks like it's doing it just fine. Maybe I could push it harder if I put it in the sun, but I think I'll just leave it. This one back here, same as the first, really fried it. This white spottiness almost looks like some type of, I think it's a pest. It looks like bites. Maybe it's a disease or something. But this is another plant that's just kind of sitting here. Seems to be burnt and kind of fizzled everywhere. Sorry about the camera work. It looks like it's trying to fruit, which is not, that's not going to happen, buddy. So I would say overwintering, my first attempt at overwintering, not a huge success. Not a huge success. And then this one's kind of the same, though not as bad. Crispy areas here. I gotta get used to looking at the camera when I record. So this is okay. Kind of just that crispy yellow. So I don't know if I should just cut it back to the absolute new growth or just leave it. And then these two are a whole nother mess. Don't worry about those. I just kind of let those die. And then last thing we'll look at, this plant is the same age as the plants that are in the tent. It was born November 9th. You can see it's got some gnarly sun damage there. It's got pretty good canopy. It's got a lot going on underneath there. I'm not sure why the secondary shoots never really took off. Roots look pretty good, somewhat deep enough. There is some roots above ground, but that's not the end of the world. And what else can I say about this plant? It's again, it's about 5 months old, and it's just starting the beginning of fruiting. Let's sit down, get a better look. This is edema. You can see that I was probably overwatering the plant, and I think that was when it was raining a lot here in Southern California. I just left it out and just wanted to see if it would survive. So this thing survived some pretty harsh rain, and it's just getting ready to flower. It doesn't look like there's any flowers on it, which is weird because there's clearly a pepper right there, but a pepper that never really flowered. It just kind of came from the bud. So I'm not sure how that works out, but there's a flower right there. And so you got the flower and the pepper in the same shot. So a couple more kind of burgeoning flowers. And again, yeah, so a little crispy, little sun damage, but never hurt anyone. And this plant is getting, I want to say, 6 or 7 hours of light. It's in the sun from sunup until about noon. That doesn't look like it today because it's overcast, but yeah, about 6 or 7 hours of sunlight. Plant looks pretty healthy.